Almost 25 years ago now, Dr. Smitherman's book, published by Wayne State University, Talking and Testifying, the Language of Black America, taught us the same thing. Different does not mean deficient. Linguists had known since the mid-20th century that, number one, nobody in Detroit speaks English. We all speak different varieties of American. And linguists knew that nobody in here speaks English, but only black children were singled out as speaking bad English. In the 1961, that's been all over the internet now, John Kennedy could stand at the inauguration in January and say, "It's not what your country can do for you, it's rather what you can do for your country." How do you spell ISK? Nobody ever said to John Kennedy, "That's not English, ISK. What's ISK?" Only to a black child was it said, "You speak bad English." And nobody says to a Kennedy, "You speak bad English." Only to a black child was that said. Linguists knew that 50 years ago, and Dr. Smitherman compiled the findings of an interdisciplinary research along with her own brilliant findings to show us that the language of black Americans was different, not deficient. She combined the findings of early childhood education, linguistics, sociolinguistics, and the pedagogy of the oppressed to demonstrate most powerfully that different does not mean deficient. It simply means what? Different. I believe a change is going to come because many of us are committed to changing the way we see others who are different.
And to this day, 2007, some blacks still say Aks.
How often do teachers in primary schools correct children?
Phil, great question. That's the problem. We do not have teachers that are aggressive and bold enough to correct the English of African American students. And so we have a kindergarten student, a first, a second, a third grade student who is never corrected. They become an 18-year-old senior who has never been corrected. They enter the business world and they get knocked out of a job opportunity because they've never been corrected. I'm asking for certified teachers, Phil, to start correcting children's English at a very early age.
Why don't teachers correct children more often?
Phil, they're afraid. They're afraid of parents. They're afraid of their principals. And they're basically afraid of their title as a professional educator. That's your job. I think they're also afraid to hurt the child's feelings.
When you say teachers, you're talking about white teachers or black teachers?
I'm talking about all teachers. And I think sometimes, whether it be a white teacher, a Hispanic teacher, a black teacher, they're all to blame. But you have to realize that you're a professional educator. You're not someone off the street that's placed in a school to teach children. It's your responsibility. It's your birthright. And so, yes, it takes thick skin, but you know what? I went to Wabash College and they said it won't be easy, but it will be worth it.
All right. Garrard McClendon, thank you so much for stopping by. I appreciate it. And again, the book is called Aks or Ask, the African American Guide to Better English by Garrard McClendon.